Assalamu alaikum, everybody, and good day to you. This is Hasnan from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And after taking almost, I think, a year break, now I'm back. And the topic I picked today for my broadcast, as shown on the title, is actually a lot of people discussing about that. Is Chat GPT. So what it is actually a chatbot, but a bit smart. They use artificial intelligence and getting very popular. And a lot of people actually thinks that this chat GPT can actually do everything for them, but actually it's not true. So let me explain and bring back you to history. So if you recall, XML or HTML, hypertext markup language, was the language by which we could create, websites and all that. I'm talking about 10 years ago or 15 years ago. And then from there, we move on and we have XML, extensible, I think, markup language. And then from there, it evolves AIML, artificial intelligence modeling language. And using this AIML, I still remember in 2003, if I'm not mistaken, when I was in Multimedia University, and we have invented a chatbot. We have to feed in this chatbot with a set of questions and answers, and if anybody chat with that chatbot, and it so happened that the question is in our database, so the chatbot will pick the questions and regenerate the answer, and will write and make make the audience feel like they're talking to a human being, So, but it's actually a chatbot. It's a programming language, and for I think last month, I came to know about this chat GPT. So now, what is this chat GPT? GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. So it's kind of artificial intelligence chatbot where they have trained this chatbot to answer queries of users, right? So let me feel free to post your questions in the chat, and uh, if I know these answers to these questions, I will be very happily to answer those questions. Okay, so I was telling you about Chat GPT, and it launched in November last year, 2022, and it's built by OpenAI, and getting very popular. A lot of people are talking, a lot of students think that this chatbot can actually even do assignments for them. Yeah, it all depends on how nicely or structured questions you could ask this chatbot, and this chatbot will be very, very useful. Yeah, and I have been trying for last 1 year week, asking this chatbot a lot of questions, and I will be showing you. It's very simple. Let me share my screen. Just give me a second. Need to share my screen. Okay, right. So what you need to do, you need to actually go type in chat.openai.com. So let me copy that link and paste in the caption. Yeah. Okay, so for those who wants to join in, then you could try. Just type in chat.openai.com, and you just need to sign up. Use any email ID. I use my Gmail ID, and it works very well. So this is how once you sign up, you will be landing on this page, and actually, let me see. Yeah, this will be the landing page, and this is how they show some example, like um, you could ask some questions, from this chatbot. Capabilities of this chatbot is remembers what you just said earlier in the conversation. So if you repeat a question, chatbot could remember and ask you, like, I have already answered you. And sometimes chatbot will rewrite in a different way and try to explain, and quite surprisingly makes things very simple, and allows user to provide follow-up or corrections, and then train to decline inappropriate requests. So the more you ask questions to this chatbot, the more it get trained, and it will customize, and it will answer your queries. Yeah, there are some limitations also. So I'm just reading from the page. Um, may occasionally generate incorrect information. Yeah, because it all depends on the training data set of the training. So according to the chatbot, it says that it's not live, it's not could not able to search internet. But I am reading somewhere, even just before this live broadcast, I read somewhere that there are a lot of investors coming in, and so once I think they will pump in more resources to this platform, I'm pretty much sure that it will be able to search live and go. Yeah, so that's what they say. The last limitation, limited knowledge of word and events after 2021. So because and that was the year when actually they stopped training this platform, and then it took them 1 year to launch, I think, and that's what it says. So let's try. So once you log in, once again, you just I already put a ticker at the bottom. So what you need to do, https chat.openai.com, and sign up with any email ID. And once you sign up, you will reach to this landing page for your chat, and you could click new chat on top, and you could see like what I was asking this chatbot. Let me show you. um, yeah, I posed a question like how to rewrite the title for my YouTube channel, and I copied that YouTube video title, and asked this chatbot. So very nicely, I'm just showing you the answers the chat gave. It's not always possible to predict what content will go viral, but there are few things you can do to increase the chances that your video will be widely shared. And keep the title concise and to the point. Title that accurately describes the content of video. Use strong action-oriented language in the title. For example, instead of interactive content, design. Uh, that's where you could see the chatbot actually picked exactly the title I gave in my question, and then it starts suggesting me, very, very exciting and very, very helpful. So you could try transform your e-learning with interactive content design. Yeah, wow, that's, I think, is quite impressive. Or maximize student engagement with blended learning techniques. Then I think I asked a few times more, and then yeah. So this is how I see they give option like regenerate response. Okay, another cool thing. Let me type live, and I can show you. Can you uh, write poem in Urdu. So in a different language, um, it could actually write. Yeah, see. So it's now live. Sure. Here is a short poem I came up with in Urdu. जलते सोए हुए रातों की बातें दिल में छोटी है हमेशा की रीतें यादों की बीतें बैठी हैं हम के साथ. Wow, great. So you see, the chatbot is writing in Urdu and giving me a translation also. So perfect. I'm very happy. So let me ask this chatbot, uh, what is the history of Nasi Lama? Okay, spell correctly. Wow. Okay. So now you see, I'm asking chatbot what is the history of Nasi Lama. So it says Nasi Lama is popular dish. Okay. So let me make bit bigger the font size, and now you could see. So if you look at the amount of data they share is huge. So that's why most of people said that it's very helpful for writing research articles or thesis. Uh, that's very nice. Thanks, Sabria. I could see that we can't have access in Saudi Arabia. Oh, sorry to hear that, but I think soon they will open up. Yeah, thanks for joining, Sabria, for my live session. Right. So I'm asking now this. So I was in Saudi. So I was brought up in Jeddah, Jubail, and my school was in Khobar. So let me put something about Saudi. So let's see. Um, what do you know about Half Moon Beach? Let's try. Hopefully, it can pick up Half Moon Beach. I don't have any information about Half Moon Beach. It was that. Okay. So you see, I have to restructure my question. Yeah, because very generic. So what I will be doing, uh, mm, do you know of Beach? Uh, Mom, I think. Let's see. No information about Half Moon. Yeah, so that would be okay. It's possible that beach is not well known. Okay. How about Bahrain uh, bridge? Oh, they're doing Bahrain Qatar bridge. I'm talking about Bahrain Saudi bridge. Okay, let me check that. Yeah. So this is how you could actually ask questions, and chatbot will is very very helpful. Uh, okay, so uh, Saudi bridge. Oh, that is that is not accurate. I know there's a bridge between Saudi Arabia and Bahrain. I even actually used it many times. Anyway, so this is how you should actually try ask questions, and I have tried uh, in computer science background. Chatbot, uh, Chat GPT can even helps you in coding. So how to code um, for calculate. Let's try which language you will pick. See, so there are many ways to write code for a calculator, and the specific approach I see here. So it picks Python language, and you notice now you could even guess um, this chat GPT is written maybe in Python. Python. It's this chatbot is giving me a complete code about calculator, adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. All functions are there in Python. Okay, so still writing all that. So uh, this code defines four functions, and it explains all that. Perfect. I mean, I am amazed. Yeah. And once again, if you have any question, you can ask, and I can type in. Let ask this chatbot to help us in answering. Um, there are a lot of other platforms uh, with which you can integrate this chatbot, like learning management system, Moodle, Blackboard. I'm sure also you could integrate this chatbot, and um, it won't replace you, but if you could train this chatbot, it can handle forums question in your module or course. So that's a great feature which you could try. Yeah, so let me click this new chat maybe. Yeah, so I was actually asking me like what you can do. Yeah, few questions. So as a large language model trained by OpenAI, so you start asking, I can assist with a wide variety of tasks such as answering questions, providing explanation, information, and generating text based on prompts. So I'm not able to browse the web. That's what I was telling you just now. So yeah, no, I just got distracted because somebody messaged on my Facebook. So I'm using Restream, which is a free uh, live stream studio, and I can stream live multiple platforms thanks to Restream by giving these free options. And yeah, so that's what I was telling you, that this chatbot, they according to when I asked this question, so he himself said not able to browse web or access any external information. So my responses are based on knowledge I was trained on, which has a fixed cutoff date of this, right? So just to test, just now I asked, can you write poem in Arabic? Let's try test first. Ah, you see, that's cool. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's the same language, like, oh no, slightly different than my Urdu poem, just now. So amazing. Uh, I will try to read, but I think I'm a bit out of practice reading Arabic. أنا كليب الليل وأنا ألبس الظلام. أنا ملكة الليل وأنا أراكي الشمس. Yeah, so somehow I get that. Yeah, so you can ask a lot of questions, and um, can you define the yes. I type spelling bit, and that's another beauty of this. It picks. So artificial intelligence refers to the development of computer systems that are able to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence. And see, very descriptive answers. And if you have assignments, or you have thesis to write or articles to write, it would be a great help. Yeah. Okay. And let me just do some more scroll and see whatever I asked. Yeah, I was asking this chatbot to write poem in Saraiki, which is like kind of my mother tongue. Slightly different than Punjabi. Yeah, so even you see, even I ask what e-learning manually do. So very smiley, it picks up, and very nice. It actually guides you. Uh, so you key in your own designation and ask questions, and it can guide you. So I'm looking forward to explore more this chat bot, and how we could train this chat bot to act as I would say tutor, or very, very, very. I'm very reluctant to use the word, but I could not find another word, like how this chatbot can act as a coach for us. Um, Hopefully, but it's a bit risky, like when you're doing coaching, there are a lot of things you need to look around, and but it could be, I would say, assistant. So whenever you have some issues or something you need to ask, um, you could actually use this chatbot. Now, a lot of people ask question like, what is the difference between a search engine and a chatbot? Yeah, search engine, normally the latest search engines, they do have some kind of profiling, so if same keywords you use in Google search on my laptop or my machine, and same keyword on another person's machine, the result will be slightly different, because Google knows me, what is my preference and my background and my interests, and the search engine will prioritize and customize the results of all the web, and arrange it accordingly. So chatbot is even more personalized, I would say, and more uh, using natural language, and more. I'm excited, So if you look at it, even I ask, what what do supply chain person do? So it actually start explaining, Wesley, and for every uh, response, it asks you or allows us to click regenerate response, and you could it will actually sometime rewrite. And I notice the way it train. Sometimes if you don't understand detailed explanation, and then you ask again, could you elaborate more? And I noticed like most of responses were converted into bullet points or in numbers form, and then that's how actually it trains. So that's all. I think I just want to come back and get used to go live, which actually during lockdown for last 2 years, around 2 years time, I was almost go every day live. That was how I keep my social contact active during lockdown, and I explore a lot of platforms. And I will try catch up again. And those who will be watching replay of my broadcast, feel free to post your questions in the chat. And if I got answers, I will actually reply myself. Or if I don't know, I will ask ChatGPT to answer for your questions. And let's see. Hopefully, it will get accurate answers for us. Right? Stay safe, everybody, wherever you are. And hopefully, I will try my best to come again live by next week and come up with some new topic to explore and discuss. So, once again, AI, neural networks, machine learning, I have studied in my master's at USM, actually explored way back, but at that time it was not as fascinating as the latest platforms. So it's all due to, in my own guess, in my own opinion, because of processing machine and data access, and we could train algorithms, and that is the fun, right? So once again, thanks for joining. Thanks, Alkar Ozan. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so I just saw your message. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing correctly. Where are you from? If I guess, is it from Turkey? Alkar Ozan, if I guess correctly. Okay, so I just saw your chat message. I'm not sure, is it delayed or so. I was almost ending my broadcast, and once again, those who will be watching the replay, please feel free to um, post, comment, and give your feedback. And if you have any question, oh yes, welcome, welcome. And I think I will be exploring more and less. My next task will be like how I can integrate with Moodle, a learning management system, and how we can make our forums more exciting. So that's a challenge, like how we could engage students in forums and let the chatbot handle all the questions and queries. Okay, so I will be ending now, and I'll be playing this music to end my broadcast. Stay safe, everybody. See you in my next broadcast. Bye. Assalamu alaikum.